10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of the John DiVito Show. I'm just kind of chilling right now. It's very late, 10 past 12 on Wednesday night. So we're now into Thursday. And I'm trying to record some inspirational messages throughout the month of December because, we've all been up against this pandemic. It's been a very difficult time for everybody. And we are just right now having a tough time, a lot of us. I mean, I'm hearing stories about people who are depressed, people who are suicidal, children who are depressed because they've been separated from their friends, with schools being remote and sports not happening. And you have adults, some of which who have been home remotely for many, many months now, at home with their families. They're out of the office, they're away from their friends. Families haven't been able to gather for Thanksgiving like they have in the past. And it appears that even for Christmas, it might be, somewhat similar this year. So, I think a lot of people are having a very difficult time. So I'm doing a series of very brief, 10 to 15 minute podcasts that are meant to be inspirational for people to hopefully help them get through these difficult times because the holidays for a lot of people are very stressful because you've got family, you spend a lot of money at Christmas time on presents for your children, presents for family members, and all those different types of things. And it's really easy for, I think, people to get down, depressed, feel like their life's out of control. And, it's a very difficult time for a lot of people. And then when you add in the pandemic, I mean, the pandemic makes it that much worse where people are just, unable to get out, go to restaurants, go to, social gatherings, go to work, or really do anything that they're used to doing. I mean, the whole world has literally been turned upside down here in 2020. So, it's been hard for everybody, and me included. I have been home now for 8 months. I've got 4 children, 3 teenagers, 1 tween. My wife is in healthcare, so she's out working on the front lines every day, taking care of sick people, taking care of COVID patients, doing COVID testing on a daily basis. So, I'm left home alone with my children. And again, if there's anybody out there that's had teenagers, that teenagers, while you still love them, they can be difficult. They can make bad decisions. They can do crazy things. So, to be trapped here with them for 8 months has certainly not been easy. So, this has also helped me to think about, what my daily attitude needs to be when I wake up every morning. On my show, I try to preach kindness. I try to preach for people to do kind things for other people, to commit random acts of kindness. And as my friend Dina Joe says quite often, be the reason in a day that someone smiles, be the reason for someone's smile. And I think that's such an important thing to remember is when you go out in this world, if you're in a bad mood, if you're feeling negative about yourself, if you are down about the pandemic, down about maybe a job loss or your business not doing well, when you go out in the public and you project onto other people, then you're affecting their moods and their moods are affecting other people's moods. And it's this big, long effect of either negativity or positivity. So honestly, I think every day, all of us need to make a conscious choice to wake up in the morning and choose to be positive. We've all heard the old adage, are you a glass half full or a glass half empty type of person? I like to believe that most of the time I'm a glass half full type of person, but there are days where I'm glass, half empty. There are days where I'm optimistic and days that I'm pessimistic. So, I think it's very important for us all to continue trying to be optimistic on a daily level. Just remember, these difficult times are going to end. The pandemic will end. Life will go back to normal at some point. We have a vaccine on the horizon. We're in that second wave right now. And I think a lot of people feel, by this upcoming spring, maybe this summer, we're going to start to get back to normal a little bit. And just imagine how good that is going to feel when next summer you can go to the amusement park. We love going to Six Flags, or you can go to a baseball game. We love the Red Sox. Or next fall, you go to a football game, or you go to one of the local carnivals, or, antique shows that people have out in their neck of the woods. So just think about, here we are in December, and you've got this window of time right now that you will probably never have again in your life. And we have a handful of months left. For me, it was about starting this podcast. I've done over 150 episodes. This was a dream that was unrealized for me. And here I am. I'm approaching 20,000 downloads. I've got 800 followers. I've got, I think 7,000 or 8,000 people have listened to me in my live studio, and it's a growing podcast that would have never happened if it hadn't been for the pandemic. For me in my home, even though my children some days drive me crazy, it's also been an 8-month period of time where I've had tons of time to spend with my children, to become closer to them, to understand what makes them tick. I mean, my kids now are 18, 15, 14, and 11. And it seems like just 2 days ago or a day ago, they were like, 6, 4, 2, and 1. And the time goes by so quickly. Before I know it, I'm going to blink my eyes and my kids are going to be gone. They're going to be off in college. They're going to be off working jobs. They're going to be with their own families. And, I sometimes hope that 15 years from now, I will be able to look back on this pandemic as having a positive effect on me and a positive effect on my children. And I know it seems hard now, and I know it seems that there's very little light at the end of the tunnel, but the light is there. But don't skip past what you've got in front of you for the next 4 or 5 months. Find a way to be positive. Find a way to enjoy the time you have with your children, with your spouse, with your boyfriend, with your parents, whatever it may be. Try to enjoy the time that you have. I mean, this is a perfect time in your life for you to, evaluate where you are. Are you happy with your life choices? Do you need to make different life choices? Do you want to go back to school? Do you want to start a new career? I mean, there are so many things that you can do right now in this just crazy availability of time that a lot of us have right now. So remember, this is all going to come to an end. The light at the tunnel is there. The vaccine's on the horizon. We will get back to normal. We will get back to normal. But take this time and don't squander it. Use it to form, a closer relationship with your spouse or your girlfriend or your boyfriend. Develop a deeper bond with your children. Spend that extra time with a grandparent that might be getting older. There are so many things you can do with this time we have right now that it's really something that you do not want to squander. So when you get up in the morning, I wake up in the morning, and honestly, the first thing that comes into my mind is, oh, here we go again. Another day in the Matrix, another day of COVID where I'm stuck in the house. But then I try to change my train of thought and say, you know what? Today's going to be a good day. I have a job that I love, and that's not the podcasting job. This is more of a hobby, but I have a job that I love. I'm going to get up and do that and give my best. When my kids need my help during the day, I'm going to help them. In the afternoon, we do some different things where, one of my sons has been lifting weights for baseball, so I get him to the gym, which is still open. And, I'm going bowling with my daughter in one of the few bowling alleys that's open. We go in with masks on, and she's in a league. So, I'm trying to soak up every bit of time that I have because, I look at my dad. My dad is 80 years old. He's now got dementia, and it's unfortunately progressing for him. And, we're spending time with him when we can. Of course, we're trying to be careful with the pandemic. We don't want to give him COVID, but, I look at where he is in his life now. I mean, he's only one stage away from where I am. My father is 80. My mother passed away 13 years ago. Myself and my sister, we've grown up, we've moved on. We don't live there anymore. And he's alone. He's alone. And he spends a lot of time by himself in the house. I mean, he does have some friends that he sees, but he talks about how, when he was married to my mother, when she was alive and we were young, he would run us all over the place and it would be exhausting, and he always felt tired. And, some days it just seemed like it was too much. But now at his age, when he's 80, he looks back and he looks on a lot of the times very fondly, where he said that he didn't realize it at the time, but these were the best times of his life. And I think that everybody here, we all need to stop planning for the future. We all not need to stop worrying about what's going to happen tomorrow. Embrace today. Enjoy today. I mean, tomorrow, or today, I guess now for me, it's 12:15 in the morning. So it's now Thursday morning for me here in Massachusetts. And, I need to wake up tomorrow morning and squeeze every bit of positivity I can out of tomorrow. Because again, I'm only going to get tomorrow one time. And I'm only going to be with my kids tomorrow, one time. I'm only going to be able to attack my job tomorrow one time. I'm going to do a podcast at lunch tomorrow, and I got to do the best at that. And just, I think if we all find a way to be positive, to believe in ourselves, to squash that fear that we all have inside of us, and work on believing in ourselves, embracing the day, no matter what it brings, be positive. And if tomorrow doesn't work out, make sure Friday works out and you're positive about that day. So, there was something else I talked about the other day as well on another short podcast, is for the month of December, let's try to all, have like a pay it forward December, a kindness December, where again, people are struggling, people are having a hard time, businesses are failing. It means if you stop in line at Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, buy the coffee for the person behind you, start a chain of people paying it forward to others, and it doesn't have to be monetary. It could be anything, hold a door for somebody, offer to carry an elderly person's groceries out to their car, go over and help your neighbor with some of the yard work, give someone a smile, say something kind to someone instead of something mean, instead of starting like a new line of gossip in town, say something positive about somebody. Let's all try to embrace kindness in the month of December and see if we can really pay a lot of things forward so we create a snowball effect of positivity and kindness going into the holidays. Because even though this Christmas for me is going to be different, I am really looking forward to it. I mean, I'm embracing my time with my children, with my wife, and we are looking forward to Christmas, even though it may be looking a little bit different than it has in the years past. I mean, this is the only Christmas we're ever going to get in 2020. And my children are never going to be this age again. And my wife and I are never going to be, where we're at right now. So I think it's important for us to go out, embrace positivity, embrace this Christmas season. And when you get the opportunity out in life, maybe it's even, picking up the phone and calling a friend that you haven't talked to in a long time. We all get involved in keeping connected on social media. We text each other, but, pick up that phone and call somebody old school and talk to them for half an hour, 40 minutes, really find out how they're doing. You know, Someone posted a great idea on my Facebook page the other day, where if you have children, have the children write out Christmas cards and drop off, 50 or 100 Christmas cards at a local nursing home. We have a lot of people living there that maybe, don't have anybody in their lives anymore. So there are so many things we can do. You can have your children maybe volunteer at a soup kitchen, feeding the needy and the homeless. Let's go out, all of us, and remember the reason for the season. And the reason for the season is love, compassion, just obviously celebrating the birth of Jesus, but it's also about, kindness and not just about material things. So, if this year you lost a job or maybe your business isn't doing well, don't feel like you need to go out and spend a fortune on expensive gifts to show your love. It's not about spending money on gifts to show your love. It's more about really showing your love to people. Let people know you appreciate them. Let people know that you love them. Let people know that, the time that you spend with them is more valuable to you than anything else. And I think if you can, relay that and try to be positive every day and try to pay some kindness forward out in the world right now, I mean, you're going to be better, society's going to be better, and we're all going to be better. I mean, 2020 has been one big kick in the backside. We had the pandemic, we had the presidential election, we lost a lot of the things that we're used to seeing, like, baseball, football, recreational activities that we have in our daily lives. We lost a lot this year. We really have. But let's all work on putting it behind us, focusing on positivity, do kind things for other people, and find a way, however it may be, to embrace the Christmas season, the Hanukkah season, the Kwanzaa season, whatever you celebrate. I mean, if it's about goodness and about love, then to me, that's all that matters. So that's pretty much all I have tonight. I just wanted to talk about, wake up every day and choose to be positive. Being positive is a choice. Being optimistic is a choice. And being happy is a choice. We all have roadblocks. We all have problems. We all have relatives that get sick. We all have, speed bumps with our children and different things that just pop up on a daily basis. But you have to work to be positive, and you have to work to be optimistic, because the alternative is you're pessimistic, you're unhappy, you feel bad about yourself, and then you pass along those feelings to other people. Now, I know it's not as easy as snapping your fingers, but just try this week even, or this weekend. Every day, do one small little act of kindness. If you're in line at a store, hold the door for somebody. Give someone a smile. Tell one of your friends, I like your dress, or I like your new coat, or it's a beautiful car you're driving. Something that really makes someone feel good about themselves. And I think if we do that, we're all going to be better off. So, hey, I'm going to sign off now. It's pretty late. I got to get some sleep because I have to work in the morning. But I hope that these shorter podcasts are helping people. And I wanted to do something, from 10 to 20 minutes in length, so they don't require a lot of time to listen to, but something that would pack a little bit of punch. So wake up tomorrow morning, choose to be positive, choose to be happy, and just continue doing the things that you do on a daily basis to better everybody's day and really pay things forward. Okay. I love all of you. Have a great night. Merry Christmas. And we will be in touch very soon. Okay. Take care now.